Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. David Morell becomes the WBA light heavyweight champion. He picks up the vacant belt with, I would say, a solid win over RADIVOJE KALADJDZIC. This was another of those fights where it was competitive and some of the rounds were close. I think two of the judges had this 117, 111. 116, 112, 117, 111, no problem. I think the other guy had it 118, 110, bit wide. Because KALADJDZIC took time to get going. And that was simply because Morell, who is so brilliant, didn't let him. I mean, when Morell is firing on all cylinders, he looks great. He really does. And he's so slick. Southpaw. Only had 10 fights prior to this, but, KALADJDZIC couldn't get near him. Morell was so fast, so confident, so relaxed, so well poised. Every punch in the book, razor sharp reflexes. And KALADJDZIC moved forward, but just kept getting caught. Now, RADIVOJE KALADJDZIC, can't even say his name. He came in with 29 wins, 2 defeats. So by today's standards, he'd probably be considered a bit of a veteran. He is 33, 6'3". This was a good performance. He knocked out Sullivan Barrera, KALADJDZIC. How do you pronounce that fucking name? KALADJDZIC. Yeah, RADIVOJE KALADJDZIC. He is from, I think originally he's from Serbia. Now he resides in the US. But he came in, like I say, with 29 wins, 21 KOs, 3 defeats. The only time he'd been stopped was to Artur Beterbiev, which, let's be honest, there's not much shame in that, is there? I mean, Christ, he stops everyone. And he looked good. He gradually, as the fight progressed, he was able to find his timing. I think the southpaw stance was giving him some problems early on. But he kind of managed to get his time in there, managed to get the range okay. And he was in the middle rounds giving Morell some problems. Now, you've got to bear in mind, this was Morell's first foray into the 175-pound division because he was essentially ducked by Canelo Avarez, just as another David Benavidez was. So Benavidez moves up to 175. Morell moves up to 175. Both guys, blatantly ducked by Canelo. And to be honest with you, it kind of showed that this was his first fight at 175 against a very big, rangy, like I say, 6'3" established light heavyweight. In the middle rounds, KALADJDZIC was able to, I said it right then, KALADJDZIC was able to find the range, ping over the right hand. The right hand actually landed quite a few times on Morell. That was a bit of a gap in his defence. And Morell is a fighter who stands up quite upright. He doesn't tend to, move, bob and weave. He's quite an upright fighter. KALADJDZIC, he was having success. This was one of those fights where the wide scorecards just don't tell the full story because. I thought that the commentators, Sergio Mora and what's the other guy's name? Chris Mannix, I thought they were giving maybe a few too many rounds to KALADJDZIC, but there's no doubt that when he did start to land the backhand, Morell needed to kind of switch it up or change his plan or change gears. And in the middle round, he was finding it a bit difficult to do that. I think he eventually got it going, maybe in the last quarter of the fight. Certainly in the last round, he did well. But I think, and I've rated Morell very, very highly in the past. I actually think if he stayed at 168 and Canelo fought him, he'd beat Canelo. I think he'd also beat Benavidez. I think he's got a lovely, fluid, composed style. There's a lot of swagger to him. Don't want to get too arrogant, of course. But I've always thought he will be the last man standing at 168. For a debut at 175, getting a world title, a vacant world title, beating an established veteran like KALADJDZIC, yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. I can't knock it. I can't knock the overall achievement, the performance though, yeah, B plus, maybe B plus. I'll go with a B plus, all things considered. But of course, at 175, we've got someone called Dmitry Bivol. We've got another guy called Artur Beterbiev, and we've got David Benavidez. So I am far less confident of Morell being the last man standing at 175 than I was at 168. But having said that, this 12 rounds against a good opponent for a belt will definitely do him well. He'll definitely be a better fighter because of this. Because David Morell is only 26 years old. This is only his 11th professional fight. He's now got 9 KOs, 11 wins, no draws, no defeats, 9 KOs. Yeah, I still have I still rate Morell very, very highly. But at 175, now he's got a belt. Of course, he'll have to defend it. So there's no getting your feet wet, getting your toes wet. Now, no, you've jumped in the pool, mate. So now you've got to, fight all comers. Although, of course, with these ruling bodies, this is the WBA, they kind of make things up as they go along, and they have their favourites, don't they? But anyway, what did you think of this? I thought Morell was good rather than great, but I'm going to make an allowance because of the situation being a debut at the higher weight. And at times he did look absolutely brilliant. But against bigger men, I'd like to see him go back down to 168 if possible and try and shame Canelo into fighting him. Don't think it would happen though. But what did you think? Comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and please hit the like button as well. If you could do that, that would be fantastic because that would help out the channel a lot. And leave your comments and I will answer them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, more to come tonight. I will speak to you soon, and bye for now.